are you? Welcome to the second episode of Ceci's podcast. Hello, my name is Cecilia. I'm from Argentina, from Córdoba, but I'm living in Spain 16 years ago. By this time, I'm living in Catalonia, in Sant Pere de Ribes. It's a little town next to Sitges, 5 minutes to Sitges, very, very close. So today is September 24th, and I want to share with you my latest designs and my latest works on knitting and crocheting. Well, as you can see, I finished my Sevilla sweater. I made it in a short sleeve version. You see, I knitted with Nepal from Pasquali Filati Naturali. If you were in San Francisco this weekend, there was the Bogey Knitting Live, and they were there. Paloma was there in the stand of Pasquali Filati Naturali, and probably you saw some of the yarns they made. They are very high quality yarns. I love them a lot. So the windows. So I hope my English is not so bad. I'm practicing. It's not my natural language, so I hope you understand me. And if you don't understand something, please write here in the comments. You can write it, and I will answer you all your questions. Okay? Okay, this is the Sevilla sweater. It's a design from Caitlin Hunter. I love to make this one. I made it in a XS size. Vale? So it's beautiful. You can see here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm thinking in knitting the sweater version. Maybe I don't know how to say it in English. I'm sorry. I'm thinking in knitting the sweater version with earth yarns, with the unique fingering that I like a lot. So I think that I talked with you about this yarn in the podcast, in the first episode. So I hope that you like it. So I want to share with you my latest design. Is this one, the Coco boxy sweater. As you can see, it's a boxy sweater, very, very oversized. You see, I will share a picture in the middle so you can see how it's the length. The sleeves are very straight. I think that's the word. You see? A ver. They are straight, but the body is oversized. It's like a square. For this design, I inspired in the film Coco. I don't know if you saw it. It's a film that I'm sure that everybody saw this film because it's very famous. This summer I went to the cinema with my kids to see this picture, Coco, and I like a lot. I didn't saw this film before. It was last year, but I didn't have the opportunity to watch the film, and I watched the film this summer, and for me was like was incredible. I don't know how to explain in English, but all the color that you can see in the movie, in the film, is something great and passionate and totally inspired. I don't know how to spell it in English, but I was crazy about the character of Frida and about the clothes that she was wearing during the film. You can see here. These are huipil blouse. Is like they call in Mexico this type of blouse, or it's not a sweater, it's like more like a blouse. They made it by hand by the people from there. I don't like to say Indians because they are not Indians. So I don't know to say it in English. In Spanish I say like original cultures. So that's the way that I'm going to call to name people from a place. Okay, original culture. So they made all this kind of blouse by hand, and this design specifically, they are from Oaxaca, Mexico, from Oaxaca state. And this is Frida with a huipil blouse. It's the same that she have here. It's like a patchwork. It's like a patchwork with different fabrics, because there is another kind of huipil blouse that are with flowers, embroidery, but these one are like a patchwork, So it's different. And in Oaxaca there is more, you can see these designs more frequently. Okay? So when I left the movie, I went home and I start to draw pictures, because I am a person that when the inspiration comes or see something that like a lot, I have to make a draw, because my mind have so much ideas in 1 minute that I lose the inspiration and they go away. So this one I didn't want to lose it. So when I came home, I made a little picture. This one, you see. Because I like a lot this one that have Frida Kahlo in the film. And it passed days after that, so I start to check in Pinterest, in internet. I was checking about information about this kind of clothes. Besides, I was in Mexico 11 years ago. I was in Mexico traveling during 4 or 5 months. So I remember a lot of things that I saw during my travel. So I start to check all the information that I find in internet, in Pinterest. I make a mood board and inspiration for make this design. But as you can see, I made the picture in my draw. This one was the draw, that the illustration that I made the first day. And as you can see, it's exactly the same. I didn't change, only the colors. But I saw it clearly. You know what, you have an idea and you have clear the idea that you want to make, and I made it. So one night I start crocheting, maybe 20 or 30 days before I saw the movie. So I start crocheting, and I made the central panel. This is the first section of the boxy sweater. And then I made the back panel. That is a little more bigger than the front panel. You see? And then I start to think, how do I join both this and this panel? So I made this. I made it with intarsia, and here I use the tapestry technique. You see? Working only in the back post of the single crochet of the previous row. You see, this is the traditional tapestry technique. Ooh, I'm sorry. So let's continue. Well, I was talking about that I joined the front panel and the back panel with tapestry technique. You see, is only working the single crochet only in the back loop from previous row, and hiding the color that you don't work between the stitches that you are making. You see, you don't have strands even in the front or in the back. There are no strands. The strands go between the fabric. Okay. And then I work all around this big rectangle, I think. You see? And here I have the pattern that my testers are checking if there is well rated. This is the graphic from the front panel, the shem, I think that it pronounced like that, I don't know. And this is the shem or the graphic from all around the neck, and it's like crocheting in the round but row by row, not rows that continue like an spiral. No, it's row by row. Okay, so I make this one, then I make the body all together, then I close the body with my yarn needle. I join the front with the back only here until here, from down to top, and then I crochet the sleeves very straight. So when you wear it, you will see it here in the photo, in the picture. And then I make like short rows here in the back. So in the front is straight, you see? And the back is more bigger than the front, in a semicircular way. With the short rows I decrease and it's a little bigger than the front. And then I was working in camel stitch. There is a video tutorial in my YouTube channel. It's in Spanish, but is working the half double crochet in not in the front post, not even in the back post, in the I don't know now to say it in English. I don't remember. I will put the word here in a little tag, okay? So the camel stitch for here and for here. So this is the Coco Boxy sweater. I will release this pattern in first I will publish in Spanish, but in October will be published also in English. This is only this is not the final version, because my testers are now watching and checking if there are mistakes, but I think that it's well written. I don't know. This will come in 3 different sizes. I have the size SM, then the size 2 that it's an LXL, and size 3 is XXL, XXXL, okay? And if you want more size, it's not difficult to adapt this one to a bigger size, okay? I have also in my blog and in my pattern support, I have also an schematic that I made with all different sizes. You see, from XS until 5XL. Okay? There is inside my pattern support from all my patterns. It's a little schematic that I made now for this sweater, and now I'm gonna use this one for all the designs that are coming, that I have a lot. And I use information from the Craft Yarn Council and from Isolda, that is a knitwear designer. She have also, I made a version, a fusion from both tables, and I made my own one, but all the information comes from Isolda and from the Craft Yarn Council, okay? I just made a little variation between both tables, okay? So you can see here which size is yours. Okay, and all my patterns have also a schematic and the finished measurement from the front, from the back. You can see here all measurements that you need to know before buying the pattern, okay? So this is a lot of work. Now when my testers finish to test the pattern, I will translate it in English, and then I will publish also in English. It will be published on my Ravelry shop, and also on my own web, also in Etsy. But if you buy the pattern on Ravelry, you will have all the adaptations from this pattern, and if there is a mistake or something, you will receive it just in the moment I publish the new release. And it will be a spring version also in February. In February or in March, I will have a spring version, okay? So there is no cal for English, there is a cal for Spanish version, because it's more easy for me to speak with with the knitters and crocheters in Spanish, because it's my natural language. But that's why I'm making these videos to for being able in the future to speak in English also. That's why I'm practicing my English, because I learned English when I was very young, a kid, and now there are a lot of years that I don't speak English usually. So I'm speaking in English in this podcast to have more practice and talk in a better way, not like this. I hope you understand. Not like I'm talking in this moment, in a better way. So it's not the same when you're talking in your natural language or in a different language that is not yours. I'm gonna talk now about another thing that I'm working on. I am preparing a masterclass of shawls, basic shawls in crochet. I'm preparing this masterclass that there is a lot of ways to start a shawl. The basic ways you have from top to down, from down to top, from one side to another. This is also from one side to another, but in a triangular way. This is another form. This is the basic, but the straight way. This is triangular way, starting in the top. This is a top down, but you start here and then you continue like this and it grows. This is the down and this is the top here, and this is the semicircular way, or the half P. Here you have in crochet. I was taking classes with Laura Nelkin in Craftsy. I like a lot. She have in Craftsy, she have a class, a master class for making shawls in knitting, but and I learned a lot with her, and also I saw videos from Aroha Knits. She also have a lot of videos about shawls, and I saw a lot of videos more of a lot of designers about how to create shawls from basics from shawls. So now I'm learning a lot of knitters, instructors, and I am compiling a lot of information, because I would love to have crochet designs more, I don't know if saying more complicated, no, but I would like to, I saw that the crochet is very limited, so I want to learn a lot of knitting to adapt it to crochet. So I made this course about Laura Nelkin. I learned a lot, and then I was thinking how to interpret it for crochet. So I made my own masterclass with all the information I recollect about a lot of instructors that I learned, and obviously my own experience. I designed a lot of shawls for this winter that is coming now. I made it the year before in in the winter before, but I didn't publish it yet. I publish only pictures on my Instagram feed. You can see those pictures. But I was thinking about how to have basics for, if you see, I want to start to make so I was trying to find a way to show all the knowledge I was recollecting these last 20 years crocheting, but in a way that I can not learn the opposite. That I can share with another crocheters that want to be designers, or maybe just because they want to make their own shawl just for fun. So I recollect these basics designs, these mini shawls, and how to calculate the how much yarn you're gonna use, and how much bigger it will be this shawl at the end, and which yarn is better, and to make gauge and all the things you need to know how it's gonna be your shawl before crocheting it. So you can see it. Okay, so and now I'm gonna talk about another masterclass that I'm gonna make in the Barcelona Knit Festival. If you don't know, the Barcelona Knit Festival is the first yarn festival that is gonna be in Barcelona in 15, 16 and 17 of November. A lot of designers comes from all the world to make their own masterclasses. You can find Vera Malimaki, also Joji Locatelli. There will be also Isabel Kramer, Julie Knits in Paris, and a lot more that I don't have the names right now, but all they are excellent professionals. I don't know how I'm there, but I am there making classes. Thanks to Pasquali Filati Naturali that they invite me to make a masterclass with their materials. So I choose the alpaca fine. It's a yarn made with baby alpaca. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful yarn, very soft. So I decide to make a color work masterclass. It's working the colors with different techniques. I will show how you can work colors with different techniques and all variations from tapestry. You see, this is the traditional tapestry working on back post from previous row, and then you have the central single stitch like this, and then we have the simple single stitch, and we have more variations, but these one are the 3 variations that we will see in this masterclass. So I designed 3 different fingerless mittens. This is Puntas del Perú with this traditional edge from Peru, and we will see the same the same diagram working in the 3 different version from tapestry. You see, this is the same diagram as here, but if you use a different variation, you will see that the final is not the same. The final results are not the same, but the diagram is exactly the same for all designs. And this one here, this is the same, and how also it changed the flexibility of the final garment if you use a different technique. You see, this is more soft, this is more, and this is very hard. Depends of which variety of tapestry you use for your work. So, Barcelona Knit Festival. The class will be in Spanish, obviously, because as you can see, my English is not very good yet, but I'm practicing. Okay, so thanks to Pasquali Filati Naturali for make possible that I have this masterclass in the Barcelona Knit Festival, and thanks to Barcelona Knit Festival and the organization of all festival, because I think that it will be incredible. I'm so happy to be there, and I can't wait to be there in November. Okay, so I think that I don't have too much things to say, because I have a long organization right now. I'm making my year organization with calendars and everything, but a lot of things are in Spanish for Spanish people. So I'm separating one thing from another. So I was thinking maybe in opening an account in English, only in English. That is not called, is not gonna called Mama Do It Yourself, because that one is for Spanish, because Mama Do It Yourself is not only me as a designer, it's a lot of things more that are in my project. But in English I am only figuring as only as a designer, as Cecilia Lozada. That's my name, and I am the person who designs things like this. But Mama Do It Yourself is a more big project. So, okay, that's all right now. I have a lot of more news, but designing, this is the news that I have by the moment. I have a lot of different designs, but I'm gonna show it in one episode. I'm gonna show one design, and I'm gonna explain all about that design. Okay? See you on the next episode, and thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing, and if you make like, I will be grateful, and if you subscribe to my channel, very grateful also. Bye bye, see you on the next.